Hi, and welcome to our guide on Shopify pricing. Shopify is by far the most desirable e-commerce platform for quickly getting a store up and running online. But a common question that seems to constantly come up when companies begin building their stores is which Shopify pricing plan is best for me. The Shopify team offers 4 plans to choose from: Lite, Basic Shopify, Shopify, and Shopify Advanced. We can take a look at the pricing plans right here, and the primary ones that are advertised, as you can see, are Basic Shopify, Shopify, and Advanced Shopify. The other one that we talked about actually isn't marketed that much by Shopify, but it's called Shopify Lite, and basically it's a watered down version of the primary plans we have up here. Now when we look at these, Shopify Lite is $9, Basic Shopify $29, and then up to $79 and $299. That's a huge range of prices, so we want to figure out which plan is best for you and which one has the right features for your particular store. Now, before we delve into the pricing packages that we just talked about, it's important to consider some pricing that you might not think about when getting started with your store. Now, those 3 elements are going to be hosting, domains, and cancellations. Every online store needs a domain, and luckily it only costs around maybe $10 per year to get one. If you're looking for a really cheap one, you can go to GoDaddy or a site like Namecheap, and they sell all sorts of domains for even cheaper than $10 a year. So it's not really going to be one of your biggest expenses, but you should at least consider it. But with Shopify, you can also buy a domain within your dashboard here. So if we buy a new domain and we click on that, you would be able to type in whatever domain you'd like. And then it would tell you exactly how much you're going to expect to spend. So $14 per year, that's pretty cheap. And if it's available. So if you see this green icon right here, that means that domain is available. And then you can buy it right through Shopify. Now, if you wanted to jump back and connect an existing domain, that's also possible. So if you were to buy a domain from a site like GoDaddy or Namecheap, all you would have to do is paste it in here and then connect it to your Shopify store. Now, a few of the other considerations are hosting and cancellation. So one thing to remember is that you can cancel Shopify whenever you want. There's no contracts, you're not locked into anything. So if you only have Shopify for a month, you can cancel. Or if you have it for 6 months, you can cancel. Another thing to consider is that if we jump back to the pricing plans, they're very flexible when you sign up. So if you signed up for Basic Shopify here for $29, you could then jump to the $79 Shopify if you didn't really realize that you needed more features or if you happen to be scaling up your store. So there aren't any hidden fees, there aren't any cancellation fees, and as for hosting, if you've ever had a open source platform like WordPress or Magento, you would actually have to go out and find your own hosting company and pay for that. And that can cost anywhere from $4 a month to $100 a month, depending on the size of your store. But what's cool with Shopify is that's all wrapped into the packages that you have right here. So this $29 a month, that includes hosting, so you don't have to worry about it at all. Another thing to consider is that all of these plans are listed on a monthly basis. Shopify also has a yearly plan, but I wouldn't consider that until you're at least a year into Shopify, because who knows, you might need to upgrade or downgrade, or you might feel like Shopify isn't the platform for you. Another thing to remember is that Shopify is free for 14 days, as you can see plastered on their website right here. So there's really no credit card required, and you can sign up and start playing around with Shopify as much as you want. Now, for a quick breakdown of every single pricing plan, we mentioned briefly Shopify Lite. And what that's going to be is a $9 per month watered down plan of what we see up here. And basically it gives you a buy button that you can post on your WordPress site or Squarespace, or whatever you have, and then you can also sell on Facebook and chat with your customers on Messenger. So there's not really much there, but it's great for people with blogs or anyone who has just a small store that they want to add to their existing website. And the basic Shopify plan, $29 per month, and that actually has all the features you would expect for a standard Shopify plan. And then the main thing to look at are the transaction fees. So online, that's what you're mainly looking at, but you also might have an in-person retail store. But you'll see that as you go up, those credit card rates, they actually decrease. So, for the basic Shopify plan, you have 2.9% plus 30%, and it goes to 2.6% and then 2.4%. So that's kind of the advantage of having a larger store and selling more items, is that your credit card rates do go down. There's also an enterprise plan that I don't really consider part of the four main plans, but that gives you all the tools needed for a larger operation. And we'll touch on that, but you'll have to contact Shopify. And if we go to the Shopify Plus plan, they have a full page on all the information, managing multi-channel operations, campaigns, and flash sales. You can sell globally and wholesale, but all of that is only available if you send them a little contact email. But this is a highly customized plan, so there's really no need to cover it because you should know, going into this, we have a huge operation. We're going to have to go with Shopify Plus. So if that's the case, you can send them an email really quick and they'll get back to you. So let's get started with the Shopify Lite plan. And many people start off with this, one, because it's $9 a month. That's really cheap for any e-commerce platform. And two, it gives you the tools to sell on places like Facebook and your current website. So as you can see here, you can sell on Facebook if you want, connect and sell products to all those Facebook users. And you can basically upload all your products, and then people can purchase directly from your Facebook store. So that's pretty cool. It allows you to kind of dip your toe into the e-commerce world. But then the other main way that you're going to be selling through Shopify Lite is the copy, paste, and start selling here, where you basically copy and paste the embed code for your Buy Now button, and then you can paste it onto any website such as WordPress or Tumblr, and then that allows you to sell on a current website that you might have. If you're thinking about Shopify Lite, it's not exactly a real online store with a shopping cart. In fact, it doesn't have a shopping cart at all. I like it if you're trying to make a very small website, or if you're incorporating e-commerce into a current blog. But it really does do the trick for smaller companies. I also like it if you're trying to install a few basic buttons, like on a podcast website or something like that, if you're selling merchandise. So Shopify Lite definitely does have a purpose, so you shouldn't overlook it completely. It's also worth mentioning that Facebook Messenger, the app, is incorporated into Shopify Lite. So I think they actually have a little mention of it here, right here. So Facebook Messenger, many people know what it is, you might not, but it's basically a little messaging app, little chat box in Facebook that allows you to talk with friends. But now Facebook users can actually talk with companies, and so it's kind of like a direct way to provide customer support. So that's pretty cool. That's kind of the third element of Shopify Lite that you might be interested in. But like I said, Shopify Lite, the importance of Shopify Lite, or the intent, is to add e-commerce functionality to something you already have, like a blog or an informational site. Therefore, you need a full website already configured with hosting and a domain and everything. So unlike these plans right here, Basic Shopify and Advanced Shopify, those all include hosting. But Shopify Lite does not. You have to have your own separate website to make that run. Alright, moving on to basic Shopify. This is one of the more popular plans, obviously, because it's only $29 a month. And as you can see, you have the 2.9% plus 30-cent credit card rate. And basic Shopify takes it up a notch since you receive a discount code engine, fraud analysis tools, and the ability to upload an unlimited number of products to your store. However, the primary step up here is that you're able to add a full functioning e-commerce store and shopping cart. So, I have my mock store right here, and this is all run on Shopify, where I have a pair of shoes and a product page, and the customer can add to cart by clicking to it, and then it won't redirect to a different Shopify external page. It's all hosted on your Shopify website. Whereas if you were to have the Shopify Lite plan, it's really just a button that leads to an external Shopify page. But for this, we have the checkout button, and then it brings you through the entire process of collecting the customer information, typing in your payment information, and all that good stuff. Therefore, you won't need a separate website to make this work. This is the actual website, the platform. You won't need to download WordPress or anything like that. Some other benefits include a free SSL certificate, which is a way to protect your transactions, your transactional information. You have manual order creation, shipping labels, unlimited file storage, and of course 24/7 support. Now, as we said, the pricing is $29 a month, which is obviously a step up from that $9 a month, but it gives you the freedom to expand your store with tons of products. So when you're thinking about basic Shopify, I would recommend this for those who want a beautiful and functional online store, but you don't necessarily want to pay for all the features that the more expensive Shopify plan has. So this is kind of the sweet spot for you if you're just getting started and you don't have a website, and that you can pair it. If you want to, you can start with the Lite plan, but basic Shopify is really saying, like, I want to start making money, and I don't already have a business where I could use the Shopify Lite plan for. Now, I said that basic Shopify is pretty popular, but Shopify right here, it's called the Shopify plan for $79 a month, is actually the most popular plan that they have. Now, the cool thing about this plan is that you receive pretty much every single feature that Shopify has to offer. So if we scroll down, you can see you get gift cards, professional reports, abandoned cart recovery. The only thing that's missing is the advanced report builder and the third-party calculated shipping rates. But most sites don't necessarily need that, so that's why this is kind of a really good one, and it's quite popular with most stores. And one of the main reasons that people go with this plan is because you get that coveted abandoned cart recovery. It's one of the best ways to bring people back into your store. You can grab their information when they're in the shopping cart, but then if they leave, there's a good chance they won't come back. However, with abandoned cart recovery, you can send out an email and kind of tease them and get them to come back with a coupon or something of the sort. Okay, so who is this Shopify plan best for? I would say the plan works nicely for companies that plan on scaling up quick, since the unlimited products and unlimited storage ensure that all of your items will fit well into your site. It's also great. I mean, that abandoned cart tool is one of the best features you can have on an e-commerce site. When you're constantly bringing those people back into your website. So if your site brings in more than maybe $5,000 per month, the Shopify plan is definitely a good idea. Now, it's obviously going to vary a little bit. It's just kind of an estimation. But the transaction fees do drop here, so that's obviously an advantage. And then there are some various other reasons to consider. So once your volume starts going up, it's great to have that credit card rate go down. But overall, Shopify, this plan is a very good choice for those who are kind of small to mid-sized businesses. Even larger businesses might even consider that. Now, moving on to the advanced Shopify plan. This is priced at $2.99 per month, and once again, it's a huge jump. So, I mean, a lot of people look at that and they say, why would I ever consider going from 79 to 2.99? Well, that's a good question. Once again, your credit card rates do go down significantly, and you also get a few other benefits down here. So, if you take a look at this, this is the Shopify shipping discount. So your discount actually improves the higher you move up in these plans, which is awesome because it's just saving more money. And then if we scroll down, you also get access to the advanced report builder as well as the third-party calculated shipping rates. So that gives you access to more shipping options, so you can hopefully decrease your costs that way. And the advanced report builder is more for speculation and forecasting. So you don't necessarily have that capabilities. You can do it with the regular reports in the other plans, but the advanced report builder really kind of does it for you. Finally, one thing to consider is the staff accounts. This is going to come into play for, I would assume, most companies. So for that first plan, it only allows for 2 staff accounts. Second one is 5, and the third one, the advanced Shopify package, is 15. So if you have a larger enterprise and you have several customer support reps who need access to Shopify, or maybe designers, or just third-party reps who are working with your company, you're going to want to consider that staff account, because that might be one of the main factors that plays into which plan that you choose. But as for the advanced Shopify plan and who it's best for, I would say that it serves companies that would rather have their shipping handled by a third party, because you get that third party calculated shipping rates, and then of course the shipping discount is a little better. It's also nice for high revenue companies that crave those advanced reports, which allow for testing and projecting. So I figure if your company is making at least $10,000 per month, the advanced Shopify plan is most definitely an option for you. Another expense to consider is the transaction fees. Now, we already talked about how moving up in those plans decreases those credit card fees. And Shopify Payments, they actually have their own payment gateway, so you don't have to worry about processing fees. However, if you go with something like PayPal or Authorize.net, you can expect to pay somewhere around 3% plus 30 cents per transaction. Not only that, but Shopify charges on your turnover, and this ranges from 0.5% to 2%. So it's something to consider, and that is a little different if you're doing like a retail store or like a brick and mortar and you're accepting and swiping credit cards. So you should definitely look into those, but you can take a look like right here in person. The fees are going to be a little different. But if you do go through the Shopify gateway, it's always going to be a little cheaper, and that's called Shopify Payments. So that's important. Most people do that because if you're going with Shopify, you might as well do Shopify Payments. But if you're used to something like Authorize.net, which is an external payment gateway, you can expect higher transaction fees. So what are some other random things that you might end up spending money on with Shopify? Now, the first thing is if you have like a retail store and you plan on buying any hardware like a card reader or a stand or a receipt machine, Shopify sells all of those, and you can go through here and get a receipt printer if you'd like, or a barcode scanner, or a cash drawer, and they're all available for you. So, but if you're only running an online store, that's not going to cost you. But like if we look at these, the iPad stands, are going to cost you about $129 or $139. So hardware is definitely something to consider when you're opening up your store. Another thing is going to be the App Store. Now, Shopify does a really good job of maintaining a huge app store with plenty of free apps. So most of the time, you won't be spending much money on them, but there are plenty of apps, even if we just scroll down here really quick, that so you can actually see how much each app is going to cost you. So for this one, Privy, from $0 per month. Usually that means that it starts at $0 per month, but if you want more features, since it's a third-party app, you might have to spend more money. So like the ShipStation app, it will tell you immediately there isn't even a free option. You might have to pay, if you want this, you'll have to pay $9 to $145 per month. And then they'll tell you if there's a free trial. But that's something to keep in mind. All of these are third-party apps. You're not always going to be just getting free apps all the time. So that's something to think about. And then the final thing is going to be the themes. Now, once again, they have a nice theme store. Plenty of them are free, and you can actually filter based on the industries and collections, and you can search for only free themes if you'd like. So this debut theme is completely free, so you can install it with the click of a button. You can start with this theme. You can view the demo. And you see that you really like it and you want to install it on your theme, on your website. But if we go back just a bit, we'll actually be able to see some of the paid themes. So let's go to the collections, like trending this week. There are plenty of other themes like free, but this one is $160. So it seems like most of the Shopify themes are around $100 to $200. So that's just another thing that you might have to consider. The good thing about these is that they're not recurring costs. So you pay your $160, you install it on your website, and that's it. Other than that, you might end up spending money on a web developer or a designer if you would like to make extreme custom design or change on your website. And the good thing is that Shopify actually has a list of experts. So if you wanted an expert to set up your store, or an expert to design your store or develop it, or someone to market your store, they have lists of approved, certified professionals who will actually work with you. So that could cost you a few $1,000s or even more, but that would be something you would put into your budget, obviously. And the cool thing about this is they actually categorize it by your city. So if you wanted someone nearby, let's see, designers, I'm in Chicago, so I would click on Chicago and I'd be able to see testimonials, the name of the company, what they're all about. Projects start for this one at about $5,000. Projects start for this one at about $950. So there's a big difference there. But you can obviously check out the testimonials and look for a designer that would be helpful for your store. Alright, that's about it. That's all we have for figuring out which Shopify pricing plan is right for you. Thanks for watching.